Hey guys, AnnaFit97203 here. So, I've been gone for a while, obviously, and I won't be doing any Omega Vanitas anytime soon. My ability to use Wi-Fi is limited at the moment. I'm also sick, as you can tell, but, you know, it is what it is. So we're going to be playing a simple, mostly offline, although it still has ads because I still have data. Just slow data, so I can't go into a full multiplayer game. But it still has ads, so that's fun. But we're going to go into a mostly offline capable, not very high intensity game here. Plants vs. Zombies, as you can tell. Not Plants vs. Zombies 2, that sign is an advertisement, by the way. So I made a new character here so we can just start off from the beginning. We're just going to go ahead and do a playthrough. And that's going to be it. So, let's hop right into it. So exciting. The first couple of tutorial levels and stuff aren't all that interesting or fun, but you know, you gotta teach people how to play the game. I always find it kind of weird how with these tutorial levels the zombies never walk on the dirt. Which is very odd considering later on in the game you can get it's called a doom shroom, and that'll essentially rip up the grass in that area for a bit. But the zombies can still walk on that dirt. They just can't walk on the dirt off to the sides here. Nor the sidewalk at the bottom of the screen, for that matter. It is what it is. So we got the sunflower, which allows us to generate our own sun, which is obviously the in-level currency. If you ever only have 3 of them, other than this level, you're doing it so wrong. And even this level, you should have more than 3 of them. So as you see when I tap on it, if I don't have enough sun, the sun thing will blink red. But if I tap on it and it's not charged up, which... Or no, this is what then it doesn't blink red. It still gives you the same sound effect though, telling you, hey, you can't use that. I always like to have 2 rows of the whatever sun production plant I'm using at the time. There's a few of them in the game. And then the middle 5 rows are usually used by aggressive attacking ranged plants of some sort. And then the 2 rows, or 2 columns I guess, to the far right, I always fill those up with some sort of defensive wall-like plant, whether it be a walnut, whatever. I love doing the tall nuts with the pumpkins on them, and then you have right next to those the spikes. So then the zombies have to stand there trying to eat through the walnuts and the pumpkins, which would take, or the tall nuts and the pumpkins, which would take forever. They can't lunge, leap, pole vault, whatever over them, because of course it's the tall nuts. And then the whole time the spikes are hurting them, doing damage. So that's one of my favorite tactics. Combination of those 3. I use that in almost every single the survival minigame, almost every single time I use it. I have enough sun, I could plant down another row of the pea shooters, but I'm not going to bother, as honestly, why would I? So, and I mean, you can see we still got those dirt bits there. Zombies still won't go over those. I would like to, sometime soon, see about doing some Minecraft again. I haven't done that in a long time. I have no access to it at the moment, so that's not going to be happening just yet. So don't anticipate that around the corner, but something I would like to get back to. So once I'm in a better situation, I expect that to be happening. But, of course, until then, not so much. I would like to... I want to move over to the Bedrock version. I haven't really used that one a whole lot. I've been sticking with the classic, more Xbox One version. But it's missing out on so many key elements to the new version that it's saddening. No village and pillage, no underwater aquatic, none of that. I mean, I literally none of that. I don't even think it has all the way back to the combat update. I'm thinking, no, it doesn't. So, nothing like that. I mean, it's technically possible that you could modify the Xbox One version to have all those features, but I don't anticipate that being done anytime soon by anyone, because why would they? When there's another version that has all those features already, right there, you can transfer your worlds and everything over, but I'll have to get used to it. I'll probably do another survival world, and I've already got a survival world there, but I'll start up a new one, of course. And I'd also probably want to do another city. I know I have one on Xbox One Edition that has grown a fair bit, but there are a few key core to this city elements that I really don't like. Things that I messed up on early on that I was never able to go back and change, and now it's grown too much. I would have to essentially restart to fix any of those elements, which is a shame, but that's how it is. You know, it is what it is. You know. So I'll have to, I'd have to start up a new city and correct those issues, as well as now I'd have access to all the new stuff, especially your scaffolding is the one I'd be excited about, because that would allow me to use that for elevators instead of ladders and water elevators and piston stuff that takes up a lot more room or it just doesn't work as well, whatever. You know, this scaffolding system would work really well and could work really well all the way down to a 1x1 elevator design. Though I think the smallest I'd be willing to do is a 2x2. But still, it would work. As well as with the water logging, I could actually do sewers without thinking, well, these look stupid, because now any iron bars that I put in the sewer for decoration don't work. Anything, like, I could actually make it the way I wanted to make it. And so that'd be fun. I would also, again, this is all just future planning for what I want to do eventually. I would also want to get around to finding people to join in on this game. Now, I wouldn't make it a realm. I would not do that. It would still be most definitely my world saved on my console, but I would want to have it, I would have it open, so, pretty much, you don't need an invite, friends can join the whole shebang. I would just have it set to visitors, so that anyone who joins cannot mess with anything. They can't go around destroying, griefing, whatever. And then if, I don't know, maybe if you're someone I trust or, whatever, I might... See, like, the issue is I can't exit without saving, without just hitting the power button on the Xbox. And I don't like that as my ultimatum of how do I get around the idea of somebody joining in and messing with stuff, And even in situations where I'm convinced that they wouldn't, I would always be a little concerned, especially if they're just somebody that I found out there to help me. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that. I might see about getting like a small group together that I feel like I can definitely trust, and then having them help me build it. So we'll see. I don't know. I would definitely be open to having people just join in as a quote-unquote visitor and being like, hey, I would like to live in this house or this apartment or whatever. That would be fine by me. I'm also thinking if I want to do like the whole economy thing, if I want it to be like a livable space, have a bunch of people stay in adventure mode and just do their thing throughout. If I recall correctly, adventure mode, you are still allowed to mess. You can still activate redstone switches and buttons and all that. You can still open and close doors, chests, shulker boxes, whatever. So, if that's correct, which I'm 99% sure it is, then I can just have it so that it's in adventure mode when it's complete. And then people can just exist within it. That could be kind of neat. Doing a realm that way could be fun, but I don't know. I don't know that I want to spend the money on that at the moment. But at some point, that could be a possibility. We shall see. So the shovel, as either Tutorial or Crazy Dave will explain here in a moment. Oh no, never mind, we'll get a Kingdom Hearts ad. Beautiful. I really love me some Kingdom Hearts. So if you couldn't read that in time, essentially he was introducing himself as Crazy Dave and said use the shovel to dig up the plants. And then he said that we are going to go quote-unquote walnut bowling, which is this minigame. You place down the plant, but instead of just staying in place, they roll off like a bowling ball. So back to what I was saying about the city. I made you a quick video showing off the city that I had made on the Xbox One edition. Because it is... there is a fair bit to it. It's just lacking in a lot of the little things as well as a lot of the big things. It's essentially, I started it without too much planning, and thusly it suffered. It was not very well thought out, we'll say. But that's alright. I'm trying to think of what all issues it had. All the buildings were very small. Very, very, very small. Which is kind of weird in a way. Like, I built them expecting, okay, I'm gonna make these really big, but then when I was, like, building out foundations and the basic skeleton of it, I wasn't thinking big enough, we'll say. And then as I tried to slowly make buildings bigger, because I didn't want to just suddenly have a bunch of big buildings next to these really weird small buildings, because it wouldn't fit in. So as I was trying to make the buildings bigger and grander and much higher quality, I ran into a lot of issues wherein, I wanted to make them something like you would see out of something more. I don't know, something that looks more. I don't know, something that looks like it's built with more experience, I guess. Um, but it, I had a tough time with that. So, I mean, kind of is what it is. I might show it off. There are some builds in there that I like. There's some that I actually really, really like, and that I would want to copy and like place into the Bedrock version. I don't know if on Xbox One I have access to all those build tools and copy and paste stuff, and if those transfer between worlds. I don't know Bedrock very well, to be honest with you. But if I could, there are some things that I would copy and paste over. There are certainly others that I wouldn't. I'm trying to think. There's a few that I would want to get. I would rebuild, but I would rebuild better. Because I like them, but they wouldn't fit in with the new world. For a little bit of clarification, on top of just the smaller buildings, so all of my what are they called? Why can I not think of it? All my city blocks. That's the name of it. Yeah, all my city blocks. Like New York blocks, like full street. You know what I mean. All of those are very small because the buildings themselves are very small. Like they're really small. The streets are fairly narrow. Every single street is a 2-lane street or a 1-lane street, except for the highway, which is 4 lanes. Yeah, real big streets here. I do want to make. I mean, there'll be some 2-lane streets. There'll be some 3-lane, 4-lane streets throughout the city. Highway, I'm thinking 6 lanes. Make it more realistic. Turning lanes, all that kind of stuff. Stuff that I didn't have before. To the point where you really wouldn't have had to modify the city much to make it into a more British city wherein everyone drives on the left side of the road. It wouldn't. There would be almost no changes there. Which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You would think that any American-based city would have some sort of indicator that yes, this is definitely you drive on the right side of the street. But I also had a number of things wherein, like, I built a monorail system that was functional, but also wasn't, and looked really dumb. It was pretty bad, but it was so built into a number of my streets and a number of my areas that it had to stay. Like, there was nothing I was going to be able to do to make it just go away. Which is a shame, because it really needed to go away. But I mean, there were a lot of issues that either I didn't realize they were that much of an issue because I was inexperienced at the time for too long, or they're just too core to the city design itself that I would have to dismantle half the city to fix it. Or like the city streets with everything being 2 lanes, I'd have to dismantle the entire city to fix that. Like literally the entire city would have to come down. And that's ridiculous. It is way too much effort. At that point, it is better off to just restart, which is why that's what I intend to do. Also I'm gonna build the buildings bigger. I'm gonna try and make them more detailed. In general, make it a better city, something that is more worth its time. And I mean, it's not like it's something I'm overly ashamed of. It's just very clear that it's a stepping stone for me getting better at building stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is, really, when it comes down to it. But aside from the city itself, which, by the way, feel free to comment down below about your thoughts and ideas about the city. But aside from the city itself, just me playing on Bedrock with the survival, I'm trying to think of what exactly my goals should be. I'm thinking maybe I want to try to work towards killing every single one of the bosses in the game. So it'd be Ender Dragon, Elder Guardian, and the Wither. As far as I remember, this is the only 3 bosses in the game. I know those are the only 3 for previous versions. I don't think they added any more in that are just in Bedrock. There's none that I can think of, at least. But it's technically possible. I'm not gonna hold a bunch of... Let's put it this way. I really don't think that there's a bunch of other bosses just on Bedrock. I think it's just those 3. Maybe the Illagers, like the Illager Captain, might be counted as a boss, maybe? Or was it Captain, Commander, whatever? Dude with the flag on his back. He might be considered a boss, but I don't think he is. I think he's just counted as a normal mob. I guess the raid, I'd have to complete a raid. One of those raid attack defense things in a village. So I'd have to make sure I keep a village intact. I know the location. And then I have to go hunt down and kill one of the Illager Captain Commander dudes. Then that would probably count as all the bosses completed. We'll see. I might set up... What could be kind of cool is setting up a map wherein you spawn in, you gear up, you go spawn in one of those Illager Commander, Captain whatevers. He just gets spawned in on his own. You take him out real quick to get the effect, because once you kill him, you get an effect that allows you to then go to the village and start the raid. And then once you do, once you've killed him and go to the village, it starts the raid. And that's really all there is to it. After that, you just complete the raid, and the villagers give you discounts to thank you. Like, that's just how that works. So I might set up, like, a map wherein that there's something like that. I don't know if I would want to spawn in a normal world, find a good village, beef up its defenses a little bit, like you know, customize it a little bit to make it a bit different, make it a bit more interesting. I don't know, but something like that would be kind of cool, like a general like defense game mode that is its own map. You just pop right in, you play it, and you have a good time. I think that could be kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't know. Comment what you think about that idea as well. On top of, you know, comment what you think my goals and stuff should be for that survival. I don't know what all exactly I want to do. I more or less am looking for any sort of input from you guys, because I can always just do, you know, I can always play Minecraft on my own time. I will say, though, don't expect a very regular upload schedule, like, anytime soon, at all. I know I haven't been the best about that in general, obviously, not at all as of late, but, don't expect it to get any better anytime soon, honestly. It's probably only gonna get worse, let's be honest here. Just saying. That's how it's gonna be. But, you know, it's whatever. I will say I would like to go back to and do Omega Vanitas more when I have a better Wi-Fi connection, can thusly do multiplayer games and such. Again, as of right now, I can't do that, so I will not be doing that. But I will probably get back to that at some point. As any of you guys seem to enjoy that. And, you know, I did as well. But, you know, when it comes down to it, I would like to certainly more than that. I would like to do stuff other than just mobile. I know a lot of what I've done that's been successful has been on mobile, based around mobile games, that kind of stuff. I would like to do more than that, though. I do prefer playing with a controller in my hands. Which actually, by the way, if anyone has any good ways to get Bedrock on mobile working with like an Xbox One controller or like any form of controller, like, please comment down below, tell me about that, because I've been trying to do that and it's just not working, and it's driving me nuts because I hate the Minecraft Pocket Edition Bedrock, you know, just the essentially the mobile Minecraft control. I don't like them. It does not feel like I have as much control over what is going on as I do when I've got just normal controllers set up. So, alright, well, I feel like I have discussed a lot of nothingness throughout this video, but we're getting on to 30 minutes here, so I'm thinking we should go ahead and just cut it off here. I will probably continue making these videos into the foreseeable future. You know what, we'll do this real quick. Real quick, we'll do this little bonus game thing. Make this a nice long I'm back video. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, that was stupid on my part. Alright, well, this won't take too long. So, as I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do... Oh, there's 3 waves. Please do give your feedback below. You know, your ideas, your thoughts, you know, the whole shebang, right? Eek. Yeah, so, you know, give your thoughts down below on the city, on the survival thing, on the minigame thing, all that. In general, just let me know what you think, what you want. Crap. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to cease and desist. Well, this one didn't go so well, but alright, it is what it is. Alright, so yeah, that one went pretty bad. That one went quite bad, actually. That's alright, so that's right, I was wrapping up. So yeah, give your thoughts down below about what I should do with all that. And I guess give your thoughts down below on this as well. So that's all for now. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.